The next expansion in the Pokemon trading card game, Mega Evolution, will launch on September 26, 2025. Mega Evolution marks the first expansion in the upcoming Mega Evolution series, which will feature the highly anticipated return of Mega Evolution Pokemon to the Pokemon TCG. These mighty Pokemon first appeared in the Pokemon TCG in the XY series and were last seen in the Sun and Moon series. The set includes a total of 10 new Mega Evolution Pokemon, and though powerful and equipped with increased HP and attack damage compared to regular Pokemon EX, Mega Evolution Pokemon EX will give up 3 prize cards when knocked out. The original Mega Pokemon evolved from basic EXs and required a Spirit Link attached if you didn't want your turn to end. However, Mega Evolution Pokemon EX appear as basic Pokemon, Stage 1 Pokemon or Stage 2 Pokemon and do not require an extra evolution step. For example, Mega Lucario EX evolves from Riolu rather than from Lucario, and Mega Latias EX is a basic Pokemon itself. The new set doesn't feature any non-Mega Pokemon EXs, so it seems like we are entering another era of 3-prize Pokemon, which will initially compete against the powerful 2-prizers like Gardevoir, Dragapult and Raging Bolt, but we will eventually be shifting to an era where 3 prizes are the norm. Tag teams and VMAX were the other 3-prize mechanics introduced to the game, and let's just say many don't remember those eras very fondly, so hopefully the balance of them being Stage 1s and Stage 2s leads to a more friendly approach. Whatever happens though, this is our future now, so let's take a look at a preview of the potential of these cards and decks that feature them. Not all of them will be the stars of the show, but it seems like every single one has the potential to be their own deck or be included in an already established archetype. Don't forget that you can watch videos 24 hours earlier if you become a channel member by following the link in the description below. This kind of support helps me continue to create content like this, so please consider becoming a channel member if you enjoy the content. Starting off with Mega Latias EX. This powerful basic Pokemon features 280 HP, 2 powerful attacks and no weakness. Its first attack, Strafe, does 40-1 colorless, which might not seem like much, but when combined with the poison package of Brute Bonnet, Perilous Jungle, Binding Mochi and Petrant, all of a sudden you're doing a lot more damage and getting a lot of passive damage during Pokemon checkup as well, whilst only having a single prize Pokemon in the active spot. There are quite a few other Pokemon you could end up switching into, such as Klefki, Aranthorns EX, Mimikyu, Cornerstone Ogerpon EX or even Tinglu EX. This slow but steady approach could work quite well in many instances, but the poison package is probably the most reliable to maximize your damage output and pressure. And whilst you do this, and with a bit of help from Crispin, you can build towards the second attack, Mirage Impulse, which deals 300 damage, which can easily KO pretty much every meta relevant Pokemon all the way up to Megas as well, thanks to the bonus damage from Poison and Binding Mochi. Here is an example deck list of what you can expect to see from Mega Latias EX in the future. Combining the threat of a turn 1 win with Petrant and Brute Bonnet, and having a steady stream of damage from a very powerful attacker, and even some little bit of disruption with Yveltal's trapping attack. The deck has all the necessary components to be super fast and aggressive, whilst also having the potential to win longer games thanks to the huge HP and sturdiness of Mega Latias EX. But you will need to be very careful about Gardevoir because of Lily's Clefairy making that 280 HP look like nothing. Next we have Mega Absol EX with 280 HP, 2 powerful attacks and Grass type weakness. Its first attack, Despair Period, lets you take an immediate KO on the opponent's active Pokemon if they have exactly 6 damage counters on them. Coincidentally, there are many ways to manipulate damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon with cards like Munkidori and Frostlass, as well as more unorthodox ones like Team Rocket's Venture Bomb, Iron Valiant EX or Team Rocket's Golbat and Crobat EX. We also have a new stadium card coming out, Dangerous Ruins, which places 2 damage counters on a player's Pokemon that they put on their bench except for Dark Pokemon. With so many ways to manipulate damage counters, using its first attack should be relatively easy, but it's also a convoluted way to do so, and powering up Absol is not exactly easy, as you'll need to use Karen's Conviction or Crispin to do it in a single turn. Its second attack, Dark Claws, does a very solid 200 damage and lets you choose a card to discard from your opponent's hand. A very powerful effect, but probably not worth the trouble of powering up and having a 3-prize liability. I could maybe see this attack being useful in a deck like Armor's Box, where you can quickly bench it and power it up immediately to take a 1-hit KO against Gardevoir EX, probably a much better option than Roaring Moon EX or a good alternative to Munkidori EX for that deck. Mega Absol EX is not game breaking enough to warrant its own deck, but here's an example deck list of how you could include it in a Frostless Munkidori based deck as a good way to take down a big threat, instead of having to wait until the end of the game to use a powerful attacker like Bloodmoon or Saluna EX, since it combos really well with Counter Gain to make its Despair Period attack only cost 1 Darkness Energy. Now let's take a look at Mega Mawile EX. featuring 270 HP, 2 pretty good attacks and fire type weakness. Its first attack, Gobble Up, does 80 damage for each prize card you have taken already, meaning you will definitely need to pair this with another powerful attacker like our Charlatan EX to lead the way and take a few prizes before Mega Mawile EX can come and clean up at the end. If you've taken 4 prizes already, you do exactly 320 damage, enough to cover Gardevoir EX, Dragapult EX and Grimmsnarl EX, coincidentally stage 2 Pokemon that our Charlatan EX has historically struggled against. And with our Charlatan EX powering up Mega Mawile EX in a single turn out of the blue, this combination seems pretty ideal. Its second attack, Big Bite, is nothing to scoff at though. 260 damage covers all the basic Pokemon EX like Raging Bolt EX, Fizandipity EX, and all the Ogre Pawns to name a few examples. And it'll be rare for them to have any damage prior to activate the Big Bite clause of only dealing 30 if they do have any. The drawback does have some anti-synergy with Munkidori and Team Rocket's Venture Bomb though, as you can't use that prior damage to KO a Pokemon in the same turn. However, you can use it a turn afterwards to clean them up wherever they went. Here's an example list showing why Mega Mawile EX might just be the perfect one-off inclusion in our Charlatan EX decks to cover the areas where it feels lacking, such as limited damage output and a good answer to Cornerstone Ogerpon EX. With a straightforward and powerful approach, we could see this deck have success in the Mega Evolutions metagame. And the last basic Mega Pokemon EX is Kangaskhan, featuring a huge 300 HP, a very powerful ability, and an attack that is sure to lead to some frustration both for you and your opponent, along with fighting type weakness. Its ability, Errant Dash, lets you draw 2 cards if Mega Kangaskhan EX is in the active spot. You can only use this ability once per turn though, so no big draw combos with Latias EX and multiple Mega Kangaskhan EXs. However, 2 extra cards are always great to have, especially after your hand was disrupted by an Iono. And then we have its attack, Barrage Combo, dealing 200 base damage and you get to flip a coin until you get tails, and you do 50 extra damage for every heads. This attack is a direct callback to the Wham Bam Punch from the XY series Mega Kangaskhan EX card, which actually top-8 Worlds in 2014 if you would believe it. So now, more damage and on a basic Pokemon, talk about power creep. With Mega Kangaskhan EX being colorless typing, it can find a lot of support in Grass Trumpet to power up faster. This does mean you will have to run some sort of Terra package with it, and in this example decklist, you can see a very nice combination of powerful Terra Pokemon in Terrapagos EX and Wellspring Ogerpon EX, as well as a Noctowl engine to search for key pieces for support. And of course Bouffalant with its Curly Wall ability, giving Mega Kangaskhan EX an effective HP of 360 total. To say this basic Pokemon will be tough to take down in one hit is an understatement, and its attack could lead to some unexpected 1 KOs with a little bit of luck going your way. So I fully expect Mega Kangaskhan EX to be an important presence in the upcoming Mega Evolutions metagame. Next, let's take a look at the various Stage 1 Mega Pokemon, starting with Mega Camerupt EX. This card has 340 HP with 2 attacks, one of which looks very powerful thanks to the burn status condition support currently available and water type weakness. Its attack, Roasting Heat, does 80 damage for 1 energy, and 160 more if the opponent's active Pokemon is burned. There could not be a more obvious pairing for this card in Volcanion EX with its Scorching Vapor ability, meaning you're dealing 240 plus 20 more burn damage for a single energy. It has been a while since we've had such a good fire type Pokemon. No, Ethan's Typhlosion doesn't count. Then you can also add multiple Magmortar's Magma Surge ability to add even more damage counters to the burn, and the damage really stacks up. Its second attack, Volcano Meteor, does a very good 280 damage, but at a heavy cost of 4 energy, and you have to discard 2. It has a lot of synergy with Ignition Energy though, so there is a potential combo there as well. But when Roasting Heat is doing almost as much damage for a much lower cost, it's hard to justify even considering the second attack. This example decklist really tries to bring the full potential of Roasting Heat by having all the burn support effects and even Rigid Band to make Camerupt EX even tankier than it already is. With no true top water deck going around right now, it's almost like this card doesn't have weakness unless Mega Abomasnow EX becomes a top contender. And speaking of, this new Mega Abomasnow EX has a huge 350 HP, 2 attacks where one will be the clear focus of any potential deck, and metal type weakness. Its first attack, Avalanche Hammer, discards the top 6 cards of your deck and deals 100 damage for each basic water energy discarded in this way. That's a potential 600 damage if you add enough water energy into your deck. The second attack, Frost Barrier, does 200 damage and reduces damage taken by attacks by 30 during your opponent's next turn. Pretty decent if you want to conserve your resources a bit and don't want to discard the top 6 cards to KO a lower HP basic Pokemon. The example Decklist shown tries to make full use of the potential of Avalanche Hammer, with 27 basic water energy to average dealing 300 to 400 damage each turn. Hilda is very clutch in here as it guarantees you get the legacy energy out of the deck so that you can attach it to a Mega Abomasnow EX and potentially force your opponent to play an 8 prize game by forcing them to KO a legacy energy Mega Abomasnow EX worth 2 prizes and then 2 other Mega Abomasnow EXs worth 3. Can this deck be anything more than a meme though and be truly competitive? I guess we will find out soon. Now let's take a look at Mega Manectric EX, boasting 330 HP and 2 powerful attacks alongside Fighting Weakness and Free Retreat. Its first attack, Flash Ray, does 120 damage and prevents all damage done to it by basic Pokemon. Limiting any damage is always a powerful effect, and with Raging Bolt EX eyeing up all these new 3 prizes for easy KOs, this is a good way to prevent that. Its second attack, Riot Blaster, can do up to 330 damage by discarding all energy attached to this Pokemon. That's enough to 1-KO every competitive Stage 2 Pokemon EX right now, but it doesn't quite reach the damage against opposing Mega Pokemon EXs other than other Mega Manectric EX. Of course, there are ways to increase that damage and also multiple ways in Electric Generator and Electric to power up again for back-to-back Riot Blaster attacks. The example Decklist tries to do just that, with both Electric and Electric Generator support, as well as the threat of Iron Hands EX, Mawile EX and Zekrom EX to go along with the deck. With Mawile EX's Tandem Unit ability, searching out any Electric and Dynamo you might need, this is one of the better looking Mega Pokemon EX so far, even if it plays a sort of supporting role by upgrading current Lightning type decks. And the final Stage 1 Mega Pokemon is Mega Lucario EX. Featuring 340 HP, 2 powerful and cost-effective attacks, but the Psychic weakness is a huge downside when Gardevoir EX is the best deck in the format these days. Its first attack, Aura Jab, does 130 damage and lets you attach up to 3 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile. Being able to power up other fighting type attackers, including other Mega Lucario EXs, is a wonderful option, and means you don't have to worry too much about energy throughout a game. Its second attack, Mega Brave, does 270 damage for only 2 energy, so again, incredibly cost efficient, and even though you can't use Mega Brave during your next turn, retreating into a different Mega Lucario EX or going to the bench and coming back active with something like Prime Catcher for example, lets you attack again without issue. Mega Lucario EX is a very powerful card on its own, and the example Decklist tries to take advantage of that with a whole array of fighting type support that this set brings. The new Hariyama line is a decent backup attacker, but its ability Sumo Catcher is essentially boss's orders when evolving from hand, giving you much more freedom in your supporter of choice for the turn. Solrock and Lunatone combination synergizes perfectly with Aura Jab by discarding energy and also providing draw support. And finally, we have the Fighting Gong for consistency by finding energy or basic fighting Pokemon, as well as the Premium Power Pro to boost Mega Lucario EX's damage even further. Mega Venusaur EX is one of the 2 Stage 2 Mega Pokemon in the set, featuring the highest HP ever printed on a card, 380 HP, as well as a fantastic ability, Solar Trance, allowing you to move as many basic grass energy as you want from any Pokemon you want to another and a powerful but costly attack rounded out by Fire type weakness. Coincidentally, the ability Solar Trance is the exact same as the Pokemon power of the very first Venusaur card printed all the way back in base set. This movement of energy has historically been a powerful strategy, and we currently have the Armor's Box decks taking advantage of that as well. In combination with Wally's Compassion to completely heal this 380 HP beast with no drawback, as well as Vitality Forest to be able to quickly evolve into it, this ability will combine perfectly with something like Teal Mask Ogerpon EX, which accelerates the grass energy on the field ready to be transferred. The Jungle Dump attack cost is much more manageable with Ogerpon's energy acceleration, and 240 is a pretty good number to hit when thinking about 1-KOing some threats like Raging Bolt EX. Even though they can take you down in one hit, 380 HP means they need 6 energy every time to do so, and getting that back to back is not easy. The example Decklist provided tries to play to Mega Venusaur EX's strengths, and with Heroescape adding another 100 HP on top, Mega Venusaur EX is looking like a very tough nut to crack. Add to it the annoying trapping possibilities that Bulbasaur's attack opens up, and you have a recipe for success with Mega Venusaur EX. And the last Mega Pokemon to take a look at is Mega Gardevoir EX. The card has 360 HP, a decent setup attack and a very threatening second attack, along with the usual Dark type weakness. Overflowing Wishes provides energy acceleration to your whole board by attaching a Psychic energy to each bench Pokemon you have. It's a powerful effect, but nothing crazy like being able to freely attach energy anywhere for a small cost, right? Cough, Gardevoir EX, cough! The second attack, Mega Symphonia, is where the real breakthrough is. This attack does 50 damage for each psychic energy attached to all of your Pokemon, and whilst Overflowing Wishes sets up for a 2-turn 300 damage swing, the true power of this card is unlocked when combined with, you guessed it, Gardevoir EX. Just when you thought Gardevoir EX decks couldn't get any more broken, the Mega Evolution set gives it a new Mega Attacker capable of getting past the 300 damage threshold quite easily thanks to Psychic Embrace, and with a 360 HP Stage 2 Pokemon that combos perfectly with Munkidori as well. Attaching energy to various Pokemon probably means the deck will need to adapt to run a little more Psychic Energy than usual to reach for those higher numbers with energy spread all over the board. The example decklist shown showcases all the various assets that Gardevoir now has access to: Item Lock Disruption, powerful single prize attackers, stadium draw power, and multi-damage pressure with Munkidori. This all combines into what is likely to become a powerful threat once Mega Evolutions is legal for tournament play. The Mega Evolution set promises to bring new life to a format with a 3-prize mechanic, making a comeback in a unique way, and introducing a new era to the Pokemon TCG now that the Scarlet Violet block has finished with Black Bolt and White Flare as the last set of the series. So, what do you think about the new Mega Pokemon? Do you have a favorite one that you're eager to try? Let me know in the comments, and thanks so much for watching, and until next time. If you want to support the channel, you can use code tablemon to get 5% off at Potent Store for your online codes, 10% off for your sealed product at Flipside Gaming, and 20% off for your superfoods at Amaranthi. Or if you're looking to buy singles or sleeves, you can fill up your cart and close the tab, then click on the affiliate link in the description and check out. That way you can support the channel over at TCG Player, Card Market, and Dragon Shield. ¿Eres de México y necesitas cartas de Pokémon? Busca Hyperbeam Cards en Facebook e Instagram. Y si estás en Tijuana, búscalos en el local G18 y G11 en el centro comercial Otay.